cool flight today. We're going to try to accommodate as many bags as possible, so your help is greatly appreciated. On our flight today, we do offer our United private screening option. To enjoy free TV shows and movies, you will need to use...
Hey guys, it's a new week of vlogs. I'm sad about it because it means that my vacation's over. Obviously I'm back in Texas. It's actually Monday evening, so I've already done my first day back at work, which it's already hard to do a first day back at work once you've been on vacation for a full week. I got back from Florida yesterday. It's especially hard when you caught a cold on the first day of your vacation, unless I've been sick for about a week. It's pretty much down to just in my chest at this point, so I'm just coughing a lot. But it was a especially long first day back at work, and I have just been dreaming about Horror Nights all day, of like going back and goofing off with my aliens and Invasion and visiting friends in scare zones and houses and getting scared by scarecrows and all fun stuff. So hey guys, it is October when this vlog goes up, which is nuts. And if you follow me on any sort of social media, then you probably know that I have had bronchitis for the past week. I'm gonna try to make it through this video. I am starting to get to the other side. You can probably hear it in my voice. I caught a head cold day 1 of my vacation. You're gonna hear about it in the vlogs. I tried not to complain too much, but I got sick on the very first day. So I was sick through, I will say at least I only had a sore throat for the first 2 days of Horror Nights. I managed to go through the first weekend with just a really bad sore throat. The true sickness hit me the day I went to Disney for the first time. And so I will tell you that I vlogged. I went to the parks. I barely remember being there, so I can't wait to watch the footage to remember what I did on this vacation, because I was definitely in those like days where your brain is just foggy. And I know I went. I've seen the pictures. I went, but I barely remember it, and I was just like in a fog. And then I moved back to Universal to do the last bit of Horror Nights, and by that point I was actually feeling somewhat better. It moved out of my head and started moving into my chest. But aside from the last night of Horror Nights, I was doing okay. The last night the fog really started bothering me, but I pushed through it. I went to work on Monday, and I was coughing so much at work on Monday that on Tuesday my boss texted me and said, "Why don't you just work from home? You know you sound bad when your boss is like, maybe you shouldn't come in," especially since we share an office. She was like, just work from home. So I actually worked from home Tuesday through Friday of this week. And I had full intentions of this being an actual weekly vlog. However, I was coughing way too much. Even this is kind of pushing my limits on talking, so I'm not gonna talk too long. Just know that when I edited this, I edited out a bunch of coughing for your sake. It is now Saturday, so I've been sick for 2 weeks. I'm assuming that I just did too much in Horror Nights the last 3 nights I was sick, because I thought I'd turned the corner midway of last week. And then I got worse. So I'm guessing too much fog mixed with sickness equals bronchitis. Aside from that, that's why I didn't vlog much this week. So I do have some clips for the week that I'm going to insert after I get done talking here. But I wanted to at least have something for you guys to see when you came on Monday. And it was not enough to create a full vlog. So obviously I just gave you my little recap of being sick. But aside from that, I had a really good trip. It was obviously sad that Mike wasn't with me, but I enjoyed Horror Nights, my 5 nights. I'm sure you guys have seen me post about it on Twitter and Instagram by now, but fell in love with Invasion. And as far as Horror Nights goes, I would say it's not my favorite year ever. I don't know that I would put it overall any better than last year, which was not a very high year in my rankings of all time. However, there are 2 houses this year that I think are absolutely fantastic and will be on my favorites list of all time. And Invasion will go on my favorites list of all time. So those 2 houses are Scarecrow's the Reaping and Dead Waters. And those are 2 of the original houses. Shocker. Those 2 were pretty high on my anticipated list going into the event, and they lived up to all of those expectations. The rest of the houses, they were fine. It wasn't a bad year. It wasn't like there were houses there was one house I didn't like. The rest, they were, you know, kind of middle of the run. They were good, they were solid. The actors were doing a good job scaring. I'm just not gonna have those houses on my favorites list of all time. So I can put a rank. Here's my rank of the houses for this year for you if you're interested in that. I know I talk about it more in depth in the footage that will start this Friday. But yeah, if you're someone that watches my channel and is still going to horror nights, definitely make Dead Waters and Scarecrows your priority. I'm hearing that across the board. Also hearing quite a bit of love for Fallen, American Horror Story, and Blumhouse, which I will say Blumhouse was very low on my expectation list, and it was definitely better than I expected. It is still a tent house. The scenes are not on the same level as, say, the soundstage houses. However, the scares are there and the actors are bringing it. Actually, one of my favorite scenes of this entire year is actually in the sinister portion. However, it is super short, but it is an awesome scare. And maybe at the end of the event, I'll do a whole rundown of everything I thought to avoid spoilers right now in case you're still going. We'll see. By the time it gets to November, I always feel like everyone's tired of Horror Nights, and so I end up just trailing off on it, but maybe. But yeah, Dead Waters and Scarecrows. Dead Waters has everything. If you were someone who, like me, who loves the scenic aspects of Horror Nights, and that's why you love Universal as far as a haunt, they can do scenic like nobody else. Dead Waters is your house. It is gorgeous. There's so much to see in that house. It's just stunning. That facade is one of the best they've done in years, and I just loved it. Then Scarecrows is kind of the opposite. It's not a very visually stunning house, so there are really awesome scenes in it. It is one of the scariest houses I've been through at Horror Nights. It is so intense. The scares are unconventional. They are not the standard Horror Nights boo hole that we all know if you're a Horror Nights veteran. Scares come from all different places that you're not expecting. Both casts are intense. Outhouse Scarecrow, every single time. If you happen to know the scare actors in this house, or you are a scare actor in this house, the outhouse guy who goes right in people's faces, you, sir, you win, because you got me every single time we went through that house. But just so many good scenes. In fact, there was a scene in the house, which again, I don't want to spoil for people who are still going, but there is a scene in the house where I'm a veteran. I've been going through houses for a decade now. I have seen most of things that Horror Nights offers. I'm pretty used to the standard setup scares, and I will jump, but I don't usually actually get scared. It's more of like a ha ha, oh god, you got me, and then I crack up at myself that I jumped, or I rarely even scream. I can't remember the last time I've screamed in a house, but it's more of like just a like movement that I do, and then I laugh at myself. Sometimes I'll applaud the scare actor for scaring me. That's my general reaction. There was a scene in that house where I actually got skeeved out. Like, I actually went in the room and was like, oh, no, 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 no. Get me out of this room as quickly as possible. And that didn't really go away. It wasn't as bad as the first time. The first time I was like, there was an inner panic, like a physical inner panic that happened, which is not normal for me going through houses. So that was awesome. We saw Bill and Ted's. I really liked it this year. My 2 favorite Bill and Ted's are the Taylor Swift year, which I think was 2013, and the Magical Tracking Bands, which was 2014. I think those are my 2 favorite years. I would put this one as third with those. I thought it did a great job of wrapping up the Bill and Ted story. There were some hits and misses as usual with the show, but overall I thought it was quite funny. It was a great send-off. I got teary-eyed. I saw it 3 times as like the final send-off for seeing them. Very sad, but it is what it is. And so the final thing that I'll talk about as far as Horror Nights goes is, of course, my alien friends over in Invasion. I am so looking forward to doing all this footage because I kind of breezed through Invasion on the first night. We were just busy trying to hit all the houses, and so we didn't really spend time there. But the second night, we came into Invasion and we were taking things a little slower. The lines were really short that night, so we were doing some more Scare Zone camping, kind of checking things out. And amazingness ensued, and I ended up in a dance party with 3 aliens and bonded with one of the aliens on that first night. He was the one that made me go into the dance party. We stayed there for a full set because they were cracking us up. We didn't have intentions to, but then they were cracking us up. And so we kept coming back to visit. So when I came back the following weekend, my alien friend that I'd made that second night like immediately recognized me, and we like went back into the kind of games we developed, which you'll see in the vlog. And we just had a blast with them. The whole, that was cast A, and we just had a blast with them the whole time. Lots of different kind of games and in-jokes that were created with them. The next night, the night 4 for me, Brady and crew were there, and we went back in because one of our actual friends is in cast B. So we went to see cast B for a change, and one of their aliens was awesome. Didn't know her beforehand, but she had a really great interaction with Jordan, and then one of the other tall aliens had an amazing interaction with Jordan. So we just loved cast B too. So we ended up spending, I want to say, a good hour in there because we spent about 30 minutes probably with cast B, having all those interactions, and then we waited for my alien to come out, had a whole nother group of great interactions with his cast. The final night, our female alien friend on cast B found us on Instagram. And so then when we came back through the zone, like we had like a whole moment. And then of course we saw our actual friend there too. So that was a blast. And then another 30 minutes or so watching my favorites cast. And when I came in, my favorite was acting a little weird. And so I figured something was about to happen. And he finally came over and he brought me a space rock. He'd given me a rock. And so we had a little moment. And I think I have it in the vlog where he ends up telling me that the rock is actually like a bomb. Like, that's part of their nefarious plans for the aliens, is that he's giving me a bomb. So like he did a little like a move. So it was a fabulous interaction. We had a great time, and at the end I asked him if they have Instagram on his planet, and he said yes, or he nodded yes. So I showed him my Instagram account. So he found me. We're friends on Instagram now. We've had a little chatter back and forth, and he actually thanked us for being good sports and said that the whole cast loved interacting with us, and they were very sad to find out it was our last night because I told him ahead of time that it was our last night. So that was awesome. Invasion totally was the highlight of the event for me, unexpectedly. I think both casts, and I think there's actually 4 casts in that zone, which is hard to keep track of, but both casts that we were interacting with, they were fantastic. It's always funny to me when things like that happen because, so if you're not like part of the Horror Nights group and you're not aware, they don't actually do auditions anymore. It's just a type out audition. I actually auditioned in 2013, fun fact. But you just show up, you get a number, you fill out a form, you go in a room, they ask you a question, and it's really just looking at your body type, seeing if they have a role that fits your body type for that year, and making sure that you're not going to clam up in front of a room of people and that you can answer a simple question and follow simple instructions. It's funny to me when something like that works out perfectly, where they got all these people who have a really good sense of humor, who ended up in the sense of humor zone. I don't know if it was intended to be, but it's become that, and it's amazing. And I love when little moments of serendipity happen like that, because that zone is fantastic because everyone in it has a really good sense of humor. So I think that's about it. Like I said, I do have some clips from the week. So you guys can see Colby, he's gotten so much bigger. He's a teenager now, I say. Oh my god, just slap Ash in the face. Play with me. Come on, play with me. So there's Colby. Looks like Colby had some fun today while Mike and I were gone. Little destructor. Colby Bear! Hi! Oh my god, you just stomped on Foster's head. Oh goodness, oh my goodness. Oh the derps. Oh the derps. I feel like the new living room setup only made it like more derpy because there's so many different things to hop over. Colby got a little bit bigger. This is the last time you guys saw him. He's trying to be Ash size. Ash is supervising from inside the coolness of the house. Foster is currently getting his sunbathe on. And Colby is off finding trouble. See that? That was our pool noodle. He destroyed that while I was gone. So, yeah, we're gonna make the final decision, I think, this week on whether or not we're keeping him or putting him up for adoption. It's a tough decision. Obviously, we think he's adorable. The dogs are getting along now, but it's still a big responsibility to add a third dog into our life, especially a puppy. And we kind of have to decide if we really want the responsibility of having a puppy / third dog. He's getting bigger too, that's the thing. When we first got him, he was like a nice middle between Ash and Foster. And now he's getting closer and closer to Ash size as time goes on. And that is a lot to have 2 big dogs, especially a big puppy. So we love him. We love his personality. However, I will say we're at the stage right now where when we first got him, he was really into us. I would say right now that he loves Ash and he could take or leave the rest of us. I will feel a little guilty if we decide to put him up for adoption because he has a love affair with Ash right now. He thinks Ash is the coolest thing on the planet and would like to spend all of his time with Ash. So I definitely think if we do put him up for adoption that it's going to be a requirement that he's with other dogs, especially other young dogs that will play with him, because otherwise he will torture whatever owners he has. We have to, make a smart decision and for us and for Colby and decide if we are the right house for him and, try to look beyond the adorableness and decide if this is really what we want. And I know we are both like torn on it because neither one of us were wanting it. Like Mike always jokes about having a third dog, but neither one of us really wanted a third dog right now. I was adamant about not having a third dog, and then he was just so cute that he started winning me over. The last few conversations we've had, we've been like, oh, I don't know. And the adoption agency keeps calling us like, so are you keeping him or not? We're both in the same boat where we just don't know what we want to do yet. So we have to take it some time. I really do like pros and cons and really sort out our feelings. And I'm so torn on it. I really don't know what to do. Hi, Bear. Hi. How are you? He's like, that's nice. How are you, cute boy? Foster, don't get involved. Okay, bye, Foster. Wow. Wow. Huh? Just dive behind you. Hi, Dad. It's an hour until dinner time. I need you to stop shaking because you got a long time to wait, bud. You got an hour. You were shaking way too soon, I know, but I know, but it's not anywhere near dinner time. You have to wait. It's not time. Colby wants to play, apparently. What's up, little Colby? Are you bored? Are you bored? I'm trying to get somebody to play with you. See, you can see how much bigger he got. It is currently day 3 of me working from home. And, oh my goodness. Yeah, remember when we first got him and we found out that he had, what was it, you had worms or something? And they said it can make them lethargic. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was because he was like so calm and chill his first few weeks here. And now he's like regressed into being more of a puppy. No. As I say that, he's trying to destroy our sofa. Yo. Yeah, tell him, Foster. He is a mess. So anyway, they're probably going to start playing behind me, but it's my 3rd day being home sick. Working from home sick. Thankfully, most of what I do is on the computer, so I can do it from home as well. And thankfully my boss is super understanding and probably just doesn't want to hear me hacking constantly. I thought I would be back to work today because Tuesday I thought I was doing a little better. And then yesterday was worse. I have no doubt that I have bronchitis now. I'm sure you can hear it in my voice. I was just coughing non-stop yesterday to the point where I was taking the various medications I had and none of them were working. And so at midnight, I sent Mike out to CVS to try to get something different because I was just miserable and he was miserable because he was hearing me cough all day. Say, you know I'm downright desperate when I'm willing to do this because this stuff is god-awful. But when you're desperate, it's worth the attempt. So this is what I'm about to do and I don't like it. Well, look what I found. For science, we must taste them and find out if they're any good. Are you ready to accept that challenge? Thumbs up. All right, let's go. He mean mugs and then does funny things as soon as I turn off the camera. You troll. All of the trolling. Oh, I thank you. All right, let's find out what these are all about. Go for it. Oh no.
Tastes like a graham cracker. Just tastes like a graham cracker.
It does.
Cookie butter's not doing anything for me. Remember, that's what cookie butter tastes like.
Yeah. Alright, whatever. Whoa, no. Foster almost had his best day ever. He was so ready. Too bad you're a goalie. And your reflexes are too good. Poor Foster. He's like, I know better than this. Oh, hi.
I will give you a cookie though.
Ooh. Hi, Colby. Captive audience now. Make him do the paw. They haven't seen this on the vlog yet.
Too late.
No. He'll do like earlier where he was.
Colby.
Ash.
Good boy.
Oh, good boy.
Boy.
Oh, pff. He does not have the concept of catching things yet. Nope. Oh, Foster got that one. He's like, but it's raining treats and I'm okay with this. Huh. Ash inhales even when it's nowhere near his mouth, like it's gonna vacuum it in. So here's something I haven't shown you in a while. It's my planner. This is actually for next week, but I went ahead and did it because it's been a few weeks since I've done anything in my planner. It's just been empty. So, sadly, I took the time to plan for next week. I'm gonna get this all in the planner. This also shows you how often I come up to this office anymore because the calendar's still on July. So we should probably fix that. I'm assuming you can probably hear my voice that I'm still getting over the bronchitis. But, well, there was August. And I can look at September for a couple days, even though it's almost October, but. You crazy dogs! You were so noisy! You were such noisy little pups! Yeah! Yeah! Colby, why is your bark so high-pitched? You're a big dog. Why do you have high-pitched bark? Colby Bear! Hi! Oi. So that's gonna wrap things up for this week, but I will see you guys again next week, hopefully no longer sick. So, see you guys then. Bye.